Tonight we begin with the poorest city in the nation and the most dangerous city all in the same place. It's Camden, New Jersey, right across from Philly. Camden is a city of 77,000, a place most people avoid or take pains to drive by, a place I first covered 25 years ago. And as we found upon our return there, the story of Camden cannot be avoided anymore.
Poverty in America is a huge problem, more specifically poverty in Camden, New Jersey. The new president in 2017 needs to address the poorest city in America.
Yes, there are many problems facing America, including immigration laws and threats of terrorism and other foreign affairs. But as of right now, we need to focus on America's biggest domestic situation, which is inner-city poverty.
The longer poverty in America is high, the more damage it will do to America. Poverty is a direct cause of crime and violence, and it contributes to unemployment being low and education systems staying poor. All of these issues will only subside if the poverty number in America decreases.
Camden was known as an industrial powerhouse, manufacturing everything from pens to Campbell's soup to 80,000-ton aircraft carriers. Now, though, the city is infamous for very different reasons.
So basically, you had over time develop kind of a concentration of poverty in Camden just from higher income households moving out. And at the same time, all of the industrial and manufacturing jobs that the people were using to support themselves disappeared.
The city became poverty-stricken, and over time, crime rates increased. The education systems weakened, and drug dealing became popular.
The problem with inner-city poverty is its harmful effects on the economy and overall society. All of these effects act as a cycle to keep poverty rates high. Poverty in inner cities leads to violence and crime, uneducated individuals who cannot contribute to society in any real way. Homelessness and statistics also prove that poverty-stricken areas commonly facilitate open drug dealing.
Last year was the bloodiest and most violent year in Camden. The city of just 77,000 had 67 homicides, and on average, someone was shot every 33 hours.
It's dangerous. I'm afraid to come outside, afraid to even send my child to the store.
Common offenses reported in Camden include rape, murder, and armed robbery. According to the FBI's reported crime data in Camden, your chance of becoming a victim of one of these three crimes in Camden is 1 in 50, and that number only continues to grow.
American citizens are dying in inner city America, and they're dying in Camden at levels never seen.
People become so conditioned to the sound of gunfire in their neighborhoods, they weren't even calling the police.
People in poverty also tend to revert to drugs. It has been proven that large cities with many low-income residents are the most often plagued with drug abuse. Drugs are easy to get on the streets, and young people living in poverty are often surrounded by drug dealers and drug addicts.
So, what causes these poverty rates to keep growing?
Well, poverty is caused by many different factors, with the main ones being lack of jobs, lack of education, and drug use.
Currently, the inner-city poverty rate is 32% across America, and 58% of people living in poverty are out of the workforce. Unemployment is so popular in Camden because there isn't many job opportunities and offers. Unemployment rate is around 18.6% in 2012, compared to 8.1% nationally.
Because one thing you notice is in a lot of places you see the poverty rate go down when there's a large expansion in the number of jobs in the area. So when there's more employment opportunities, it's more likely that someone living in poverty is going to be able to get a job and earn a living.
Another direct cause of poverty is lack of education. The schools children in poverty attend are underfunded when compared to higher socioeconomic neighborhoods. They tackle chronic issues with chronic lack of resources.
The education systems in poverty-stricken areas is such a huge problem because poor schools cause poorly educated children. This is a full cycle. These poorly educated children grow up and have no skills, so they stay in poverty.
And with that, the message becomes clear. If you are born into poverty, you are likely to stay in poverty if these education systems don't change.
Drugs are extremely addictive, and as a result of being addicted to drugs, individuals will spend hundreds of dollars a day on drugs. Over time, people will not have the money for even their drugs, and this will push them into poverty with an addiction and other health problems.
Although some do not believe poverty in places like Camden can be resolved, some researchers believe it can be fixed.
And so we're going to talk tonight about what each and every one of us can do as Americans, what agency we have to push our leaders to make the reduction and eradication of poverty a priority in this nation.
The new president needs to aim to solve the causes of poverty. This means looking at unemployment, the schooling systems, and drug use.
The unemployment rate is thought to increase with a higher number of available jobs. Hope is that in the future, graduates from nearby colleges like Rutgers will move into the city and create jobs. If this doesn't happen, the poverty in Camden will not subside and will remain the same or get worse. The problem with this is that many don't want to move to the city because of all the crime rates, bad schools, and overall danger Camden presents.
This is why the government needs to help solve the crime rate in Camden. The county recently switched to state police instead of local police forces to help combat the problem of the growing crime rate. More protection against crime is needed, and more money needs to be spent on this issue.
To fix the education systems, the government needs to pour more money into supplies and school safety. Without addressing this issue of poverty, the education systems will never get better.
As you can see, this issue needs to be acted upon as soon as possible. We have shown you the major problems with poverty. If we do address this, America as a whole will become even stronger. Thank you for listening and consider helping the poorest city in America.
Camden matters to everyone in southern New Jersey. It affects all of us.